Hello everyone. Today in this video we are learning about function in C programming. I'm instructor Milan Ghimire. After watching this presentation, you will learn about functions in C programming. To access the full playlist of C programming, the link is given down in the description. So what is function? It is a basic building block of a C program. A set of statement enclosed within a curly brackets that takes input, do the computation and provide the resultant output. Here you can see, take the input, right? Take the input, do the computation and provide the output. So it is behaving like a machine that will take input, do it task, process it and return the value or return the output. This is the syntax. Here you can see the return type. The return type may be either integer, boolean or double or any other return type. The function name, it is up to you. Whatever the function name you want to put, you can. And the parameter list. So parameter list are those parameter or those input that we want to give to the function. Here you can see the int. This is a return type. Add is the function name and these are the input that we want to give as a parameter. Int a and int b. So integer a and b is passed. Now what we want to do from the function, as we have said, take input a and b is already an input, do its computation, right? Do the computation like it is a plus b, okay? And what we want to do, we want to return it, return a plus b. And here you can see the value is returned and we are done with the function. So this is the complete function. What it is doing is it is helping to organize the code, improve the readability and reduce redundancy. We will be more clear when we see the actual implementation of the function. So let's go. What is the reason behind using function? The first is to improve code reusability. So this is one of the very most important factor or the reason behind using the function. Here you can see this is a small snippet of the code that will make you understand how the code is being reused. Here you can see the integer. This is a return type. Add, it is the function name. Int a, this is a parameter. Int b is also another parameter. We are passing two parameter over here. So we are returning a plus b. As you know, the return type is integer. We don't know what the value of a and b, but we are returning a plus b. So whatever the input is passed over this function over here and here, it will return the values sum. So whenever it is called, here you can see add function is called and passing the parameter as 5 and 3. You can see this function is called passing the parameter 5 and 3. Now what happened? It will search the function with this name and it will get this add int a int b. And what happened? The 5 and 3 will be assigned in this value and the return will be 5 plus 3, that is 8. Then it had a return type, that is integer, and the value is stored in sum1. Now what happened? The sum1 will store a plus b, that is 8. 5 plus 3, 5 plus 3, that is 8. And again, we can initialize any other variable, that is sum2, and we are passing different parameter, 10 and 20. Now what happened? It will again search the same function, that is add, it will get, and the parameter will be passed over this input, that is a and b, 10 and 20. Then it will return 10 plus 20, that is 30. Now sum 2 will get 30. With the same set of code, with the same block of code, what we are getting is we are getting the different value. So that what happened? We don't have to write this code repeatedly. We can just pass the value and get the answer as we want. So this is how the code reusability is done by using the function. Now modularity. Here you can see the program can be divided into different model like input data, process data, display data. Here this is processing the data. This is a different module that will work on like process the data in one function. We can take the input from the user in another function, creating another function like input data scanf %d, yeah, like that, and display result printf. We can make a different program for different module. So it will help the chunks of code and combine that and make a complete program. So integrating these modules will make a complete program. It will also improve the readability because reading this program is way too easier than not using the function. Ease of maintenance. If any error is occurred, then we can easily maintain collaboration, of course, reduce the complexity, encapsulation, how encapsulation works, the value and the operations is under the same function so that the encapsulations occur. This is the concept of OOP, but by using the function, it also justifies encapsulation, facilitates testing, of course. So whenever the error is encountered, it is way too easy to test from which function the error is encountered. Reduce error, of course. Now let's see the program without function, and we will see the program with function as well. Here you can see we are not using any function and how the programs look like. Like here we have initialize I equal to 5 and B equal to 3. So this is quite easy, right? We are directly assigning the value, that is A equal to 5 and B equals to 3. And we are obtaining the result, that is A plus B, 5 plus 3, and storing it in the result variable. In this variable, until now we have result is equals to 8. 5 plus 3 is 8. And we are printing the result, %d result. The 8 is printed. And again, A equals to 10, B equals to 20, and result will store A plus B, and printf result, that is %d, that is 30. So what we are doing? We are not using the program. So the same set of code here you can see have to be repeatedly mentioned in our program. So different value is used over here. But what happens if we use the function? As we know, we create one add function and we have passed two parameter over here. We have returned as x plus y in an integer format. So x plus y, whatever the value is passed when it is called, like add is called over here, 5 plus 3, it will return 8. So integer value %d, then here 8 is printed. And here again printf sum is %d add 10 20. So 10 and 20 is passed, and x plus y, that is 30, and 30 is printed %d, because add will return the x plus y, that is 8 and 30. This is how easy working with the function. Now let us go to a bit higher to understand how actually the flow of a function works. This is the program to find out the prime number, whether the entered value is prime number or not. Okay, let's get started. Here include stdio.h, this is the header file. Include stdbool, this is a boolean header file. If you are using the boolean keyword, then you have to include this header file. Bool return type, we have a return type, that is bool. Bool means what? Bool means either it is true or false, right? So is prime, this is the function name. Int n, this is the parameter. For now we have just one parameter. Here this is the entry point of the program. Whenever the is prime function is called, only after that control came over here. But here let's see the function first. So is prime is a function. We are taking int n as an integer variable or the parameter. Here we are checking if n is less than or equal to 1. Why? Because we are trying to find the prime number. Prime number means it is either divided by 1 or itself. So n is less than or equal to 1. Is 1 a prime number? No. And is 0 a prime number or negative value? We are not taking that. So the positive number that is greater than 1 will be only considered. So whenever the entered value is either 0 or 1, then we are simply rejecting it and telling it to return false. Okay, until now if 0 and 1 is entered from the user, it will return false. You do not have to understand anything. Boolean format, false is returned when n is less than or equal to 1. N is less than or equal to 1 means 0 or the negative values. After that, here if the entered value is not 0 and 1, instead it is positive number, what happen is it will go to this part. This is a for loop statement. If you don't know about for loop, please check the I button over here. I will provide the link for the statement part, or you can check the description over here. Okay, so now here you can see for loop int I equals to 2. As we know, 1 is already returning the false, so it will start from 2 and n by 2. Why n by 2? Because prime numbers, right? So if the entered value is 8, 8 will be divided until 4, right? 4, 2, 4 2 is 8. So here you can see 2 is divided. Now what happened 8 divided by 5? The value will decrease in the decimal format, right? So there is no point in checking after the value of half of the value. There is no point in checking any number. You can guess like 32. Here you can see 32 is divided by 2. That is half of it, like 16, right? So if 32 will be divided after 16, that is 17, then the value decrease again. Are you getting it? Here you can see the value 32 divided by 2, 16. Well done. But 32 divided by 16 after 17, it is 1.88. Whatever the value you enter after that, 18, it will be decimal. 19 also decimal, right? So 32 will get 1, but 30 a decimal value, a decimal value. Whatever the value we enter will all be in the decimal format. So there is no point on checking after the half of it. So we are going until half of the entered value, right? So I is less than or equal to half of it. If 16 is entered, we will only check till 8. Yes, we can check to n value, but what we are doing is we are making it short to process fast. So we are going up to 8 because we know going to that number will not give any sense, right? So I plus plus every time we are increasing it. So n%i equal to 0, then return false. Now what does this means? n%i equal to 0 means it will give the remainder. If n, that is entered number 16, is divided by 2, then it will just give 8. There is no remainder. Remainder is 0. And if remainder is 0, we should return false because it is not a prime number, isn't it? But what happened if the prime number will be entered from the user? Like 17 is a prime number, as we know, right? So when 17 is entered, then what happened here? I, that is 2. If 17% 2 is equals to 0, no, because this will have some remainder and that condition is false and it will go to return true. You are getting it, right? So why we are checking until n by 2? You are clear about it? Until this loop is over, it will check for every value. If any of the value, that is like n%i equal to 0, if it came, then it will directly return the false value. If it doesn't came, then it will return true. You are getting it, right? So whenever the condition is fulfilled, that is n%i equals to 0, it could be in 2, it could be in 5 or anything. If it is divided, then it will return false, right? So if it is not, then it will return true value. Now let's come to the main program. Int num scanf, right? Printf enter number, scanf number. Now this is asking a user a number that will be entered from the user and it is stored inside num variable. Now what we are doing is prime. If here, this is the condition, right? If is prime num, in is prime function we are passing num variable, that is a parameter. Then it will go over here, is prime, then it will get a number. Now number, what it is returning? Either it is returning a true value or a false value, right? Or a false value. Now here it is checked if is prime num. Now if will take either true or false, right? True or false. So whenever the true value is received, then what it will do? The if part. This is like the prime number. This will print num is a prime number. And if the false is returned, like if a false is written, then it is not a prime number. So you got it, right? Whenever it is divided and have no remainder, then it will return false. If it will check to until n by 2, and if it doesn't get any such remainder is 0 or not been divided by any of the number from 2 to n by 2, then it will return true. So this is the complete logic behind the prime number. And whenever it is called, it is going to transfer the control and do its task. So this is how the prime number works in C programming. So what will be the output? You will enter one number. It will be either the prime number or not a prime number, and it will be printed. So this is all for how the function works and how the prime number is determined using C programming. We will discuss more in our next video about the function. This is all for today. Thank you. Do not forget to subscribe.